Hello, namaste, and welcome to ThePrint. My name is Amana Begam Ansari, and this week I have written an article about the recent result declared by the UPSC, and around more than 1,000 candidate has have successfully cleared the exam. I believe that every year when we see the result of UPSC, it captures the imagination of the nation and the stories of individual achieving the success against all or basically resonate with the soul of the India, and it gives hopes to a lot of people who are trying to make something big for them or trying to achieve something against all the difficulties, their circumstances. And I was not a different, I was not any different than my life was not any different than any other Indians, and my father was very inspired by those stories. He was basically one of those stories who achieved whatever he had achieved, despite all the odds coming from very poor background. So basically, it impacted me. It has a big impact on me and affected me deeply as well. However, I mean, it impacted me to the extent that I used to read all those interview of successful IAS and IPS candidate in this magazine named Pratyogita Darpan. I remember that. However, when I started growing up, I started realizing that glorification of these exams also come from the need of hope for the society, and collectively as a society we fail to create a system basically where we can provide every individual the basic need and resources so they can create a life of dignity for themselves. We fail it, and we fail it so badly that we do not even have that imagination that any such a thing is even possible for our society, for Indians. So instead of trying to create that system, we actually try to shift responsibility to individuals by these stories that look, they can make it, so can you. So basically this responsibility shift to every individual to make it big for themselves. Otherwise they are not competent enough, otherwise they are lazy, otherwise there is something wrong with them. While truth is that the wrong is our system, that we are not being able to create a system where we can help every individual, help the way they need it, so they can make a basic dignity full life for themselves. So these realization actually helped me a lot, um, to to see, to understand that if we actually need a real change, we need to think about systematic change instead of taking talking about or thinking about this individual's success story. And if you see in the reality, these individual successful story changes their life. It's like a negligible 1,000 people changing their life, getting selected for the successful uh, exams, where 14th lakh candidate have participated. I mean, imagine what kind of impact it will bring, or what kind of change it can bring. Nothing, almost nothing. It's not changing anything for a society. It's changing things for those individuals who somehow have made it. And also we have to realize that we are not told the entire story. We just learn about those individuals who are achieving success against all the odd, but we do not know about all those individuals who put all the hard work needed, who went through the hell to get the success but couldn't make it. What about them? So we have to uh, get a realistic picture about that. So one is that, which is very important. I think now it's the time that India should start bringing this narrative on the table and discuss it among ourselves. That why we glorify this kind of exam beyond a point, and how we are not being able to see that our systematic failure, that we are not being able to create a system where we can help individual to meet the minimum, bare minimum. Okay. Apart from that, I also tried to look into this success and number through the different perspective to understand our society better. For example, I try to see in the women successful ratio. I do not believe that these numbers represent the situation of women throughout the nation, but still it gives you some hope that if we compare the current success ratio of the women today in UPSC exam, which is one third of all the candidates from the 2 decade backs, which was only 20% success rate for the women. It is a huge change, and it shows a shift in societal mindset where women are trying to trying to participate more in public life. So that is a good, I would say, a sign. But again, it doesn't. It's very small, uh, basically very small sample to claim that it represents the entire nation. And also, a very big um, debate was around the number of successful Muslim candidate, which is 51. My congratulations to them. Very good. It's They have achieved their success and they deserve all kind of praises. However, while people are trying, there is a two argument that first, like Muslims are now getting more success in this kind of examination and participating in mainstreams, and the other argument is that it is still not enough because there are 15% of Muslim population, and this 51 number only makes 5% of all the successful candidate numbers. So I would like to analyze this more into internal way rather than external, which is always lead to the narrative of discrimination, that Muslims are not getting enough selected because there is a systematic discrimination against the Muslim. However, we do not look into our own community, that what is the percentage of Muslim who are participating or trying to access the higher education. It's very less in number if you will go and look into the data. So we are failing at the um, uh, from a very first step when our young generation is not even going towards the education. They are not participating enough. So how we will uh, how we can expect that they would crack such exams in those big number, obviously. And apart from that, this mindset of discrimination actually harms especially Pasmanda community too much, way too much, because when you already believe that you cannot achieve the success by participating in this kind of exam or getting access to respectful private job, you from the very beginning, the community stopped sending their children to the secular institution. They believe that it's okay when we cannot even achieve those kind of success that can get participation in that kind of landscape. We just need to go to the madrasa and carry on our traditional education. So this mindset of pessimism is very harmful for the community. And this earlier our leader, especially specifically Ashraf leader, used to spread this narrative amongst the community. But after BJP, it was specifically mentioned that now it is basically vegetarian government. So forget about the unequal opportunity. However, with this number, I will not argue that everything is flawless and there is a hunky dory kind of situation in India. We have our own flaws in the system. We have our own issues to handle, but there are opportunity. When these 51 Muslim candidate can crack those exams, you can too, regardless your identity or even gender. And one very good news for me as a Pashmanda woman is that I read there are I guess three Indian Muslim women are in the UPSC 100 top 100 rank, which is a big thing. Like when we talk about that, the Pashmanda community even don't have enough participation in the mainstream, and then we see the women um, are coming forward and making their own place for themselves. It gives so much hope to me for women of the my community. So this is on this note I will end this video. This is basically very good news for the community and for the nation. And for the more such a video, please watch Prem. Thank you.